This further with Border Commerce and Security Council Chairman Nelson Balido. Also with me is retired U.S. Army Colonel and former border commander of the Texas National Guard, Clarence Henderson. Thank you both for being here. Colonel, a judge's new ruling says that all migrant children who wait in processing centers or camps across the border must be cared for by Border Patrol agents. Their real job, though, is to secure the border. How will this latest ruling impact all of these agents?
Well, it takes them off the front line. And so this started really in 2012, 2014. You know, the new term of unaccompanied minor is entered the lexicon back then, and we've been struggling with it ever since. And so we're right now, we've got an interdiction line behind concertina wire on the border. I call that phase one. The governor's trying to move to a phase two strategy, which is SB 4. It's hung up in the federal court system right now. But I think what you're going to see is more policy as we try to get Article 1, Section 10, Clause 3, the invasion clause, enforced and start actually deporting persons. And that's up to the Texas local law enforcement agencies, because the USPP is hung up taking care of children.
Interesting. And Chairman Balido, the Texas Department of Public Safety did confirm the arrest of more than 200 illegal migrants on the state's rioting charges in connection to the video that we've shown right here from the New York Post. Over the several weeks now, we've been showing this video. These were all military-aged men trying to illegally cross the border. But unfortunately, many of them were released. Yeah, they were released. And law enforcement is in Texas. They are certainly on high alert, especially within the new migrant caravan. That's coming up through Mexico right now without any further help from the Biden administration. How dire is this becoming across the Lone Star State? And do you blame Texas for trying to push back?
No, absolutely not. I do not blame Texas for pushing back. And, you know, these migrant caravans, in my opinion, there's a caravan a day. If you're thinking about, 2, 3, 4, up to 5 and even more sometimes a day that are crossing illegally. What I mean by that is these are folks that are not using a CBP-1 app to actually orderly come through the ports of entry. These are people that are coming in between the ports of entries. And the other thing that's a fear is absolutely the 20% gotaways that we don't know who they are that are entering the countries because we're so busy taking care of children. We're so busy doing other things. And then they're leaving some back doors wide open. And you're right. The judges in the El Paso area let some of these people go immediately, even though the district attorney, the assistant district attorney, asked them to hold these people for 2 or 3 more days while they had the investigation going. The judge had nothing to say about it, and he started releasing people right away. That's unfortunate because we have these judges that absolutely need replacement or need to really re-educate what's going on. There's no question that there's a problem out there at all levels.
Absolutely. Colonel, as Texas immigration law is still on hold through the courts now, how handcuffed is the state's law enforcement from being able to protect the state's residents from any of the harm that these migrants could commit after crossing illegally?
Well, Texas Department of Public Safety does what they do. They arrest cartels coming between the ports of entry. They've done it for many years. You can't smuggle humans and drugs regardless of what legislation is held up. There's been 300,000 illegal aliens incarcerated since 2011, responsible for more than 1,500 homicides. So we in Texas know the criminal element of this. I'm as concerned right now about terrorist organizations such as ISIS-K reconsolidating. The CENTCOM commander stated last month that they have now the capability to project their terror across the world. And so that comes to our southern border, and it comes into our cities and towns of the United States. So we just have to keep interdicting.
And I want to stay with you on that, because you look at this in the U.S. now, all these people are pouring in. What is the likelihood that there could be something terrorist related here, given that nobody's being checked? They're literally walking across, and you just touched on it.
Yeah, and a terror watch list is useless. I have no confidence that they would be on a list even if they were caught. So if they're caught or not, we've got large volumes of young men infiltrating this country. I saw them when I was down there, and they're no different than the cartels, ISIS-K and Mahdi militia in Iraq when it existed. They're all the same. They smuggle humans, they smuggle drugs, and they coerce and intimidate governments.
Chairman, I want to go back to you real quickly. We've got these articles of impeachment going through the Senate next week, or this week, I should say. It is Sunday. What do you expect is going to happen? Do you think that this is all going to get tossed out? Should Alejandro Mayorkas, should he be gone?
Absolutely, she should be gone. He's violated the law numerous times over and over again. He's charged with protecting the homeland. He's doing everything else but protect our homeland. I think the articles of impeachment will most likely be thrown out. I mean, the majority is on his side, and they're going to go with keeping him in there. Look, the problem here is you have an absolute breach of confidence to the American public. Yeah. Alejandro Mayorkas has done a terrible job. Biden has not done any help. They can stop this today if they wanted to. Yeah. They decide they don't want to.
Yeah, we got to go, but I agree with you. It seems they protect him, and we'll see what happens this week. Nelson Balido, thank you so much. Colonel Clarence Henderson, appreciate you coming on. Happy Sunday to you.